Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie this is a dry fly. It's I guess you could consider it an emerger dry, and this is the Bell Emerger. A lot of times when I'm looking through Facebook, and of course most of my Facebook pages that I visit are fly tying pages, and you find some really interesting patterns. And here is the Bell Emerger, and this is the original way that he tied it. Well, with one slight difference, I have my wing back just a little bit further back, and also I put a little bit of dubbing on there because my wing was back so far. So I put a little bit of my Black Rabbit crystal dub on there just to make up for it. And what we have here is we have a peacock tail, and the one I'm going to make, I'm going to do a little bit of an improvement on there. I'm not going to use a peacock tail. I'm going to use my Bootlace Zelon tail, but it also has a foam back and underbody. What we're going to do is tie the foam in and then fold it over after we wrap that body, and there's peacock for the body. Turn that way. And a compare-a-done wing. Very nice. I'm 100% sure that this fly is going to catch trout. So let's just get started here. The hook that I have in the vise, this is a standard dry fly hook, and it is a size 14. I'm going to use some brown 8/0 thread, and this is nothing special, just anvil thread. And we're going to put a base of thread to the rear. And break off that excess. I'm going to take just a little piece of my Bootlace, and here is a single strand. You take those braided bootlaces apart. If you want to see a video on that, go to my materials playlist and you can see a video on how I do that. But this is just a very small piece of that bootlace. I like these because they have nice little waves in them or kinks in them, and they'll come out, of course, once they get wet. They're going to straighten out. But they look good after you first tie with them. Get that little bit of kink or in there. So I'm just going to tie this in. I'm actually going to, since that is kind of on the thin side, I'm going to fold that, and I'm going to make that a little bit thicker. And this piece I'm going to leave. I'm not going to go right all the way back with, kind of give it it'll help to give it like a little bit of a taper on there. So that's going to be the shuck of the fly. A little bit of moisture will connect those. And I'm going to put 2 or 3 wraps to connect or to pinch that material in there. Now I'm going to take the black rubber or the black foam, and this is just craft foam, sticky back foam, and you peel it off and you touch it several times, and that glue that's on there will come off. So I'm going to put this at about 3/4 of the way up the hook. Let me get that back right to the tail there first. 1/2 to 3/4 of the way. And we're going to secure this. You could make a couple of larger wraps just to get the whole thing secured, and then you could come back and tighten it up. If you want a black imitation, there you go. You don't even need to put a body on there. But we're going to take our Peacock Herl and again, this you can always, you know, if you wanted a sulfur, you could use a tan back and use sulfur dubbing or whatever color you want to match any of the hatches. Because I'm absolutely positive this will catch trout. And with all of this foam on there, it's not going to sink on you. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that. I always turn it so I can get a good look at the point of the hook. There we go. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap that right up. I thought I broke them there. I heard a sound. And we'll bring that right up there. We're about 2 eye lengths from the eye of the hook. That one did break off. Be careful and keep that pressure on there. There we go. Now we can trim off that excess. Now I'm going to take that foam, make sure that's sitting on top, and I'm going to pull that tight because we don't want to leave it fat like that. We want to get that stretched tight and get it to. I'll show you when I stretch it. See how it's kind of tapering there? It's not going to take a lot to help float it. Put a couple of wraps on there. I'm going to pull that back and pinch that. Here's a little tip for you. Now, I can't get that thread real close in there because of all this big foam. I'm going to take my half-hitch tool and just give it a double half-hitch, and I can push that right into it. And then I can go ahead and trim that off. And now if there's there's a little bit of a tag there, I'll just wrap that in. Now for the Comparadun wing, I'm going to use Elk Hair. And this is a lighter color. You can use darker color. It depends on what hatch you're trying to imitate as to the color of the hair that you want to use. I'm going to take what looks like a pretty good bunch, but we're going to be tying the tips in, so the tips are a lot thinner. Take that. I'm going to take my comb here and pull out any of the excess, the under fur. And when you're trying to spin hair, or we're going to try to half spin this or spin it all the way around, either way, it's a good idea to take that under fur out because that will actually hold it together and keep it from spinning. I'm going to put that in my hair stacker. Yeah, losing a couple of them there. Go ahead and stack that. One more. There we go. And I lifted it up a little bit so that it sticks out further. I'm going to tie it with the tips forward, so I'm going to take it out of my hair stacker in that direction. Got a couple of broke pieces there. Just pull those right out. And we want that wing to be about the length of the body. Going to hold that there, and I'm holding the rear part pretty tight. And we're going to give that a few wraps. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the back section. You don't have to get it really close. And then I'm going to you still want to hold that pretty tight. Going to stand it up, and I want to wrap directly in front of it to pinch that in. And I could go ahead and fan that out. And you want to make pretty close to 180 degree fanning. Now this is still pointing forward a little bit. So I'm going to once again take that 1/2 inch tool and see if I could kind of stand that up a little bit more. By taking that 1/2 inch and pushing it, you can see me moving the hair. And we'll take that and push that one more time. And now, like I said, I'm a little bit far back, so I'm going to take a little speck of dubbing. This is just a little bit of my Black Rabbit crystal dub. And that's a skinny noodle, just about an inch or so. And we can wrap that. And then wrap our head. And then we're just going to give it a whip finish. We already have some head cement on there. Go ahead and trim that off. And here we have the Bell Emerger Mayfly. Like I said, you can tie this to match any hatch. I just found this yesterday, so I haven't fished it, but I know that this is going to catch fish. So hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Please subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Please visit my sponsors and let them know that I sent you. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase any flies from me, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And if you don't see it there, just simply send me a message and I'll get right back to you. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.